And welcome to American Graduate Day here on KBTC. We're live and glad to have you join us for some local perspective on early learning here in Western Washington. Right now we're talking about early learning and community partnerships. And joining us now are United Way of Pierce County President DONA PONEPINTO, Columbia Bank VP of Communication JOANNE and the Executive Director of First 5 Fundamentals, Susan BARBEAU. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon on the American Graduate Day programming. Susan, I want to start with you. We're talking about early learning. We hear that term. What exactly does it mean? Scope that term for us a little bit.
Yeah, so when we talk about early learning, we're really talking very, very early. So a lot of people think early childhood education is just about 3- and 4-year-olds in preschool, but we're talking prenatal all the way until they enter school. So, you know, when women are getting pregnant, when kids are born, birth, all the way through. And what we're wanting to see is that children and families have everything that they need for children to develop into a healthy, successful young people.
So we're really talking about some interventions really early in life with some of the populations that you're dealing with. Talk to me about the importance of community partnerships when it comes to actually delivering those services and getting out there and doing some of this work.
Yeah, so community partners are super important, and the reason being is that we really want to involve all the things in a child's life. So it could be from the sides of the physician's office with the mom when she's having her doctor's appointments, all the way to the kindergarten teacher, to everything in between that a family would need in order for their children to be successful. Childcare, all sorts of different play opportunities like the children's museums and the libraries. There's so many important partners that really need to be involved to make this work.
Well, Donna, the good news for you is there isn't much to do, apparently.
Oh, no, not much to do at all.
I'm being sarcastic there, of course. Why has United Way really decided to dial in and drill down on early learning?
Well, we've been focused on early learning probably for about the last 6 years, and we know that locally about 60% of the kids our children are ready to enter kindergarten, and in low-income communities it's about 40%. So United Way really is about how do we bring partners together in the community to figure out strategies to address making sure that kids have the right kind of early start, that there's quality child care, and United Way partnering with First 5 Fundamentals to do that, as well as making sure that parents have the tools and supports that they need, and not only parents but caregivers, so that they're making sure that their children that they are taking care of have all of the things that are necessary to make sure that they're ready to start kindergarten.
JOANNE, you get the request. The corporate partners are also a part of this. The nonprofits, of course, work together and are organized, and the corporate partnerships come in and play a role here. How does that look at Columbia Bank on your case?
Well, one of the things that we've always said is that for any business, certainly for a community bank, we're only as strong as the communities that we're in. With a vibrant community, everybody does better. And so it's really a great investment. It's really important for all of our folks to volunteer. We donate money, we donate time, because we think how important it is. Our president, Melanie Dressel, always says we want to be a catalyst for change in the community, and we try to walk that talk.
JOANNE talked a little bit, Susan, about investment. How do you quantify ROI on this kind of early learning? I know you've done it. What does that look like?
Yeah, so early learning, investments in early learning are some of the greatest returns that you can have. And so depending on which research you use, for every $1 that's invested in early learning, you can get $7 to $14 out in return on investment in later years. And those savings come from things in efficiencies in the K-12 education system, to reduction in crime and incarceration rates, and also in the workforce and the job market.
So Don, when you're getting those kinds of metrics and trying to get partners to step in through paycheck donations or engaging corporate partners, they want to hear that ROI. How important is some of the data-driven metrics that we kind of find important these days in these kinds of enterprises to be able to relate that to potential givers and to engage them?
Oh, it's incredibly important. I mean, most donors, they really want to see what's the impact of their dollars. You know, how are we ensuring that, you know, if I'm putting $1 in, what is that dollar doing to make sure that that child is indeed getting everything that they need so that they're going to be successful and that they're thriving. Foundations also ask for the same kinds of information, so it's just very important to look at, you know, what are some of those evidence-based practices out there that we can measure and show that it's making a difference long-term, not just short-term.
And Susan, what do you need If you were talking to corporate partners or talking to potential donors or talking to people here watching us live in Tacoma this afternoon, what do you need from them?
That's a great question. One of the things that we really need is just for people to know the importance of early learning and then what they can do. So if you are a parent, it's really important for you to know that what children need to succeed is quality relationships. So if you have a quality relationship with your child, it is more likely that they are going to go on and succeed and graduate and those sorts of things. If you're not a parent, then to know that parents need to have quality relationships so to support the parents and support families. So whether that be if you're a business leader to make a donation to support early learning, whether that be to support policies which are parent friendly and early learning friendly, it's really about the relationships that a child has in their life.
I know you have lots of great partners and lots of good programs in Pierce and King County, particularly Pierce where you work. What are a couple of the ones that stand out in your mind?
Yeah, we do. So First Five Fundamentals has community-driven partners who've all come together around this vision that we want children to succeed. Some of the partners at the table are the Children's Museum of Tacoma, the Pierce County Library System, Child Care Aware, which talks about early childhood education and quality child care, school districts, individual schools, parents, of course. So there's lots of folks at the table.
Donna, give you the last word here. When you go out and make a pitch, what do you want to share with people when it comes to the importance of early learning?
Well, the one thing that I always say is that we don't want our children to fail. And the best investment that someone can make in their community is to invest in our young children. Because they, as we always say, they're our future, and we want to make sure that they're successful and that they're thriving.
Good. Well, I know all of you are actively engaged in this area of early learning, which I have learned in little research on this program goes down to age 0, which I was surprised to learn. So there's certainly a lot of work to do. Thanks, ladies, for all your time and contributing to our broadcast here on American Graduate Day. And we're going to send you back now to our programming on PBS.